began in 1961 as a children's home. It was begun by the McHenrys, which were some church planters from Pennsylvania.
Mrs. McHenry said this should be a place full of joy, and the cottages are ranch style, so therefore they put the two together, Joy Ranch.
And they began a summer camp, and through the summer camp they were able to see that there was a need in the area for a home for children.
They started a church, and they were taking children that just had no place to really go.
The children we meet, the children we see, the children we serve, we see as an opportunity that we can present the gospel, and we see that they're our children. We defend them like they're our own.
I think that it's got a good home atmosphere. I mean, obviously nobody's at home when they're here wanting to get back home, but as far as for an institution or a group home, it actually does, we eat around the table as a group, and we have a schedule, but it's not so rigid that there's no personality allowed within it. So I think it's close to a home environment as you can get.
I was working in IT, and there was a change in the company that I was working in, and I just started feeling drawn into the Lord's ministry, and on a whim just went on the internet and Joy Ranch popped up first thing, and so I called and talked to them about what their ministry was, and here I am.
We get taken care of very well. I mean, I'd like to be home right now, but here's the best place because they have basically everything I need to be taken care of.
It's organized, structure, yes sir, yes ma'am. They have to do things in a way they've never done it before. But once they leave here, they call back and say, that's where I found love, organization, trust, because it was exposed to them here. We've had many, many children who have called back and said that this is home, because that's what they remember.
Well, when I first got here, I was real quiet and everything, and then as you start, going through the process, you start to open up more, you start trusting people more. It's like when one person's upset, everybody seems to come together for that.
It gives me an opportunity to learn how to be a big sister, because I have a little sister at home, and with the little girls I live with, I'm mainly supposed to be in that cottage, but I asked to be over there so I can learn the skills to be able to take care of my sister when she needs that. So basically I learned that, and on top of all that I get to learn what I need when I get out of Joy Ranch to live by myself.
Being with the girls is really rewarding. It has its difficult days, of course, just like any family, because that's kind of the way that this household functions. We have house parents, and we live here with the girls, and so just like any household, you have tiffs and conflict and arguments and people getting a little bit of attitude, but just like a family, it's very rewarding because you go through all of that with them, the ins and outs, and see them grow.
They kind of motivate us, and like if we're sad or angry at somebody, they'll talk to us to make us feel better and calm us down, or they'll let us go outside and have a moment or two.
The kids give me something to live for. As you can see Maggie here. Come here, Shud. They make it worthwhile getting up in the morning and coming to work, because it's more than a job, it's kind of like a lifestyle. I love these kids, and I think they love me. That doesn't mean that we don't argue and fuss sometimes, but we do have a really good relationship. We have a good rapport. I try to understand them from where they're coming from and not try to put them into my world.
The process is we get a call from a parent, from a grandparent, from an aunt and uncle, and they're in need of help. Please help me. What can you do to help me? And we go through a process of just asking some questions about the children. And we want to find out, can Joy Ranch really help, or do we need to refer them?
This is a great program. They're helping kids out. They're taking them from harmful situations and putting them in a good situation.
The funding is through donations by churches and individuals that want to help.
We do have some trusts that have been left to us over the years that account for about 12% of the budget. We used to receive some funding from some local Department of Social Services. But transformation through that system in the last year has taken away all that funding. So now we're totally reliant on people in churches, and then some fundraising activities.
Well, you've seen some of the kids, and if we did not have donations, they would not be here. They would not necessarily have a good place to go. We are a Christian facility, and this is one place that children are introduced to Christ where they may never have met Him before.
Every day is precious and every moment is precious, and you try to give out as much as you can as long as you have them. And prayerfully, you'll make a difference.